Hello, today I'm going to show you how I can create carousel posts using a make automation. I've also included this in the content marketing machine, for which there is a video, but now I've pulled it out here specifically to show it in a bit more detail. And what are carousel posts? I've picked out an example here. I have a post like this on LinkedIn, and when I can flip through it like this, there's a PDF behind it that has a specific format, and I need to take that into account accordingly. But I can't use this PDF on Instagram. There, I have to use it in the form of PNGs or JPEGs, and that's why it's important to take that into account in this scenario. Now I've come up with an example on LinkedIn where, by the way, you're welcome to connect with me. I started writing a newsletter, and there I wrote an article on the topic of zero inbox, meaning how I managed to always keep my email inbox empty. And I'm going to use this text now to create a carousel from it. So I copied this text here into my Airtable, which I use for this purpose. That means the text is simply in here now. And then I have the go button here, which is the start button that I press to launch the scenario. We'll do that in a moment, but first I'll briefly go through what happens here, and then we'll look at the details together with the result. I fetched the data from Airtable. I create a folder where I store the documents so I can reuse the PDF later. Then I generate the text for the slides, process them, and then use a Google Slides document as a template into which I insert these results. I convert the whole thing into a PDF, save the PDF in this folder, convert the PDF into JPEGs, and then take these images and write them back into Airtable. And at the end, I inform the user that their carousel is ready, and the whole process takes a few minutes to complete. So now I'm just going to start it, and then we'll take a look at the results together. The start, I have a webhook here, and this webhook is what starts the scenario, and I triggered via Airtable. That means if I run the scenario here now and then go into my Airtable, I click on go here, the hook is triggered, and now the scenario starts running. You can see it's already here in the JGPT assistant. And now I'll pause briefly, and then we'll take a look at the results together. The scenario ran through without any errors, and maybe we should take a look at the result first. That means we now go back into Airtable here, and we can see there's the link to the folder. Here we see the link to the PDF. Here are the corresponding images that were generated. And at the end here is a text that I can use for posting. So what did I do here, and how did I do it? The first thing, which I already explained briefly, is that I created a folder here. I created this folder on my shared drive in this subdirectory and made a folder that contains the date, time, and the first 24 characters of the article so that I can easily identify it later. And then I handed the article over to an assistant. And if you've already seen my videos on automation, then you know that I usually don't write prompts in here, but always use assistants. That gives me better reusability. That means the assistant only gets the text from Airtable from me. And now let's take a look at the assistant. And this is the one here. So write 6 carousel slides. I've simply decided that I always want to make 6 slides. Of course, you could also make this dynamic, but this is just my specific example here. I explained in my prompt what it should do. 6 text for 6 slides. It should create a title and a subtitle, and then also 2 emojis specifically for text 1 and 5, because that's how it's set up in my template, as well as the word count and so on. And what's absolutely crucial is that I then say, return the answer in a JSON structure. And this JSON structure is something I can process much more easily in make afterwards. That means I have here the title, subtitle, the 6 slides, icon 1 and icon 5, and then a post. And when it has run through and gives me the result, the output looks like this. This is the JSON document with the curly brackets and the quotation marks and so on. And here I can already see these icons inside, and now I can process this result using the JSON parser. That means I just put the result in here, and as you know from Make, I then get these individual variables which I can access much more easily. So what do I do with them now? Well, that's the cool part. I've created a template in Google Slides. This is it right here. And this template contains these 8 slides. And as we can already see here, this is the title. And what's crucial are always these curly brackets. That means with these curly brackets, I mark the variable SO, title, subtitle. And here, although the font makes it hard to read, it says icon 1. Here it says slide 1, slide 2, and so on throughout. And the cool thing is that when I use this create a presentation from a template module in Make, I then select this template. That's exactly this one here, slideshow template. And now this module automatically recognizes all these fields, all these variables that I created in this template. And that's why I can now very easily just throw these results from this JSON document right in here. And whether it's like here, a text, a slide text, or an icon, it doesn't matter at all. I see the individual elements here, and from that, the finished slideshow is created, for which I still have to specify where it should be saved. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, namely in the subfolder. And now we can just take a look inside the folder. Results back here. Yes, 10.1. That's today. Finally, relaxed emails, double click. And now I have the slideshow in here, and I also have the PDF in here. If I open it now, we can see, okay, yes, email icon, bars, progress bars, texts, and so on. The relaxed Buddha, very good. Yes, like that. And that's basically the result here. And then, oh, right, of course, that hasn't happened here yet. Only this slideshow has been created, meaning this document here. And then I first use this function download a file, which is also a Google Drive function. For example, I can say convert Google Slides files to PDF format, or for example, I could also convert it to a PowerPoint file. And when I do that with this download, I get the PDF document. What I forgot to mention, this slideshow is of course square, and it also has the size of 1080 by 1080, so that I can basically have it in full HD. Then I save the whole thing again in the folder that I created. That means I simply upload it here. And this module also recognizes this download from previous modules and can take this document directly and upload it to the directory. And now I use the service from Cloud Convert to generate JPEGs from the PDF. So I'll just click on this here. This is Cloud Convert. It's a service like that. There I can use either API keys or an OAuth client. And you probably know OAuth. That's when a window pops up and you have to confirm that you're make access to your systems. And that's what I did here. So now I have convert PDF to JPEG. So convert a file. And now I can also select this Google document here again, or rather this PDF. Then I can specify that the input format is PDF and the output format is JPEG. Then I give it the file name 1, JPG. And since there are multiple files, they will be numbered consecutively. And when I then run this module, there is afterwards the module get all images, which then retrieves these images using such a job ID. And now, in order to actually write these images into a field in Airtable, I need to combine them into an array. I do this by iterating through the images. There, I have to select the right filters in order to actually extract the individual images from the array. I'll show you that really quickly, but it's a bit more complicated. You can see here, this is the array with the tasks. And when I open it here, for example, there's the result underneath, and the result is then in the raw text, it's written in lowercase. So I also have to write result here. Underneath that, there are the files, which I also have to write in lowercase because it's the raw text. Then I filter by operation, specifically by the export operation, so that I can download these images from here, have them in this array, and then pass everything on to my Airtable. That means I want to fill in all the fields in Airtable, and we've just seen what the result looks like. Here, for example, it's also very important. The image carousel is this array that I've put together here. And now let's go back over here, and we can see here's the link to the PDF. Here are the images. Here's the carousel post text, and that's it. And now I can, of course, continue processing the whole thing as needed. I've also sent an email to the user here saying, hello, here are your social media posts. And yeah, that's it for now. And in the next step, I can, for example, post these images on Instagram or the PDF on LinkedIn. And that's how I handled the topic of carousels with Make. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like and subscribe. And I'd be happy if we see each other again in the next video. Thank you very much. See you then. Bye.